Okay, it's time to analyze the new quick driven and free spirit Blackbeard. So this guy, he seems very interesting. He provides some of the most niche damage boosting effects that almost no other characters in the game provide. So I'm quite interested in his rumble stuff as well. I haven't looked at that at all, but let's get straight into it. So he has a very similar design template as the other anniversary legends. He is a mono free spirit character. So you want to be running 6 free spirits with this guy. Journey towards his ambition. Reduces quick type and free spirit class characters special charge time and the gauge for versus effect and switch effect by 2 at the start of the quest. So very good speed here, and it's boosting 2 categories of characters, quick and free spirit. Gives them a 6x attack boost flat with a 1.3x HP buff. Makes quick and tandem orbs count as beneficial. This is kind of pointless. Most ships provide tandem orbs counted as beneficial. I wish this was recovery instead. Would have been way better. When 4 or more free spirit class characters on the crew, you get 10 turns of the special limited debuff reduced by 10 turns. So this is exactly the same utility as the Gear 5 Luffy. For Luffy, you also needed only 4 Dex characters to get this utility. For Blackbeard, it's 4 free spirits. Now, I know they're going to amp up this debuff because of these units now, but at the end of the day, there are many characters with the potential ability to reduce this debuff by 2 turns, 3 turns, and if you run 2 of those characters, you're going to get like 6 turns of it reduced, in which case you really don't need this. And a lot of the times this debuff, it limits your special uses to like 3 specials, which is not that big of a deal because you can kind of just ignore it. So most of the times you can actually just ignore this debuff or reduce it with potential abilities on random sailors. So this utility isn't the greatest, but it is very easy to achieve. You only need 4 free spirits. 2 units on your team don't have to be free spirit and you'll still get the utility. So not terrible, but I really wish it was something like maybe bind or despair, or I don't know, special bind maybe. Win 6 or more free spirits on the crew, and you have the territory for quick type, then we'll give you a 7x attack boost for free spirit characters. So quick units do not have access to that 7x. Keep that in mind. So mostly you want to be running free spirit characters with quick as a secondary thing. They still get 6x, but they won't be able to get to this incredible potential. And then based on tags, so from what I've seen, this is the first character of the 4 to work with tags. If character is a captain and he can't be a helper or a friend unit, and he performs excellent for the action special, so you hit excellent for all the nodes, then you will have an excellent result, allowing you to get an extra 1.2x damage for 3 turns, so multiple stages, to Blackbeard pirates, 4 emperors, and worst generation characters. So this is very good. All the worst generation, that includes Luffy, Zoro, Bonnie, a lot of characters there. 4 emperors, of course, we have all these new 4 emperor characters, but also the old ones like Kaido's, Big Moms, Whitebeards, and then of course the Blackbeard pirates. We've been getting all these amazing Blackbeard pirate legends, so they will go amazingly with this guy, because when you have this and you meet the 7x requirement, it's an 8.4x attack boosting captain for 3 turns. So we're definitely stepping up the multipliers with this new batch. He will also reduce those 3 aforementioned tags by 5 turns cooldown at the start of the quest. So that's in addition to this. So up to 7 turns of cooldown, 2 switch effect gauge charges, and 2 versus effect gauge charges. So on the speed farming side of things, these units are broken. The other units also have a very similar effect, getting up to 7 turns of cooldown. And then his crewmate abilities gives you quick and tandem orbs counted as matching for free spirit class characters, similar to his captain, and more base stats. And then free spirit class characters also get another 1.1x base attack. Now in Super Boss, imagine we're dealing 10 trillion damage. This simple sailor ability would give you a trillion extra damage, because 10% Yeah, it's Australian. An extra massive amount of damage. So don't underestimate how crazy this could be. Now we have Super Tandem boost. So I'm assuming he's going to be really high boosted. So he's giving the boost to all 4 Emperor, Egghead Arc, Worst Generation, and or Blackbeard Pirate characters. So if anyone with this tag, one of these tags, uses a Super Tandem effect, it gets significantly buffed. Now, of course, it only starts off at a boost level of 1. I can't remember off the top of my head what each boost level represents exactly in the multipliers. But the fact that it works with so many characters, mainly the Egghead Arc tag, like this is massive. It gives so many characters that boosting effect. So pretty nice Super Tandem boost. X Super, I should probably first talk about his special, right? So maxing out at how many turns of cooldown? 20 CD after expansion, so likely 21 turns if you don't have his limit break expansion, which is very high. Emperor advancing to take the world reduces all enemies defense up duration by 10 turns. Defense up is the only enemy defensive effect that you can't, or besides resilience, that you can't ignore with the Carrot Captain effect or Psy Gear 5. The ability to pierce defensive effects, it doesn't work with defense, because defense up is a enhancement of an enemy's base stats. It's not essentially a defensive effect, if that makes sense. But either way, a lot of the times you can just burst through defense up, except for situations like Kizuna, Treasure Map, and Super Boss. They usually make the multipliers unignorable. So removing this is very important. It's definitely one of the most important enemy defensive effect reduction. So very good utility here. And it's also 10 turns. Now, if you have a quick territory and a free spirit territory, or if you have the crew territory, so Emu provides this. I don't think anyone else does. It's just essentially a general territory. It's essentially everyone is a part of the territory, which is really good. It will increase your quick type free spirit class characters color affinity by 8x. So if a character is both quick type and free spirit, they get an 8x color affinity if you meet the requirement. And then if a character is either quick or either free spirit, it's a 6x color affinity. And this is of course the exact same effect. It's not two separate color affinities. Don't get it confused. This is very similar to the Roger and Odin quick Super Sugo support effect, which gives you a 1.5x attack boost on the final stage to slasher and quick characters. But if a character is both quick and slasher, the multiplier goes up. So it's very similar to that. It's the same damage boosting effect. It's just stronger if the character meets both requirements, and regardless, it will be 3 turns, so multiple stages. Very, very strong. And then otherwise, it will increase your quick type free spirit class characters by 4x, and then separate classes and types by 3x. So if you don't meet the territory requirement, it's a 4x to characters that meet both requirements, and then a 3x to characters that are just quick or just free spirit. So not too bad. And then if your crew lands consecutive perfect strikes in a row in this turn, boost quick type and free spirit class characters attack by up to 2.5x for a turn based on the outcome of the action special. Now, a lot of people will misinterpret this because this is not a delayed effect activation. It's very easy to think that, okay, this special is saying that if you land a certain amount of perfects in this turn, next turn you get a 2.5x attack boost. And even then you might be wondering, why is it such a low multiplier? But this is actually the most niche defensive effect, damage boosting effect in the entire game. If we take a look here at Halloween Uta, she's one of the only units that provides this. It's a tap timing based attack boost. So once you achieve a specific tap order, you get an additional buff in your attack. So it's not an attack boost. Don't get it confused. This can stack with regular attack boosts. In fact, you can get a regular attack boost, stack it with another attack boost with a unit like the new Luffy, I'm pretty sure he allows you to stack attack boosts, and then you can use this on top of that. So you could essentially have 3 attack boosts, but this is a tap timing based attack boost. It's very different. Of course, it's not as good as regular attack boost, because until you perform these taps, you won't get any of that attack boost for the first 2 or 3 characters. But regardless, it's an extra 2.5x, so I'm glad that this character has it. It's a very niche buff, and more characters should have it. So if you hit the excellence on the action special, you only need to hit 2 perfects, and then the second you hit that second perfect, your entire crew will have a 2.5x. I mean, your quick and free spirit characters will have access to a free 2.5x increase in their attack. Very good. If you hit a miss, you have to hit 4 perfects to get that attack boost. With a good 4 times still, great. You only need to hit 3 times. Perfect still 3 times. So you want to be hitting this excellent. It'll massively buff your damage, so that your third unit gets that massive buff. You will then give a quick territory for 3 turns. So remember, territories do carry over multiple stages, so you can proc this on stage 4 and it will last by the final stage. Moving stages will reduce it by a turn, going down to 2, and then the preemptive will reduce it down to 1 turn, but it will still be there for the final stage. So if you have 6 quick units on your team, then everyone gets a 1.5x attack boost. If there's only 4 quick characters, it's more like a 1.3x, but everyone gets it. So territory is a bit confusing in that way. Everyone gets the attack boost, but the strength of it is dependent on how many characters match the territory. You also get damage reduction, which is pretty cool. When 4 or more Blackbeard pirates, 4 emperors, and or worse generation on the crew, gives defense down to 0 through all immunities. Ignore immunity to defense down, so specific immunity, immunity to status effects, so the general immunity, and immunity excluding certain status effects. So this is all types of immunity, right? And then Blackbeard pirates and worst generation characters, normal attacks are able to deal damage ignoring defense for a turn, and will reduce your captain's charge time by 5 turns. Yeah, this is ridiculous, because as I said before, that effect cannot pierce defense up, but he will reduce the enemy's defense to 0 first, and then allow you to ignore a rainbow shield, damage nullification, threshold, barriers, basically every type of defensive effect that is common. Like, you're gonna ignore everything. As well as getting the enemy defense down to 0 through all immunities. Like, this guy dismantles the enemy in every way possible. The only thing he doesn't get around is resilience. So this is really good. It is only to Blackbeard pirates and worst generation, so 4 emperors do not get that. But regardless, as I said before, this is all Luffy's, all Zoro's, all Bonnie's, Capone's, Drake, you name it, Arouge. All those characters are niche besides the first 3 I mentioned. But either way, this is pretty huge. A lot of the time, you don't need all of your characters to have this effect. Just 1 or 2 main damage dealers, and that's all you need. And this is very similar to the New Year's Kuma. His X Super reduces the captain's cooldown by 14 turns, but this is a more mild but also more accessible version. Yeah, this is a ridiculously powerful special. The only thing I really just don't understand here is that he's both reducing defense up and setting the enemy's defense to 0. But it is very good that he does that, because in the case that you don't meet the tag requirement, you can still remove the enemy's defense, which is really nice. But at the end of the day, if you do meet the tag requirement, this can also help you proc a conditional boost, so there is still uses for it. Yeah, his special is broken, bro. The fact that he allows you to ignore defensive effects. None of the other characters have this. Other characters have the cooldown to the captain. They always provide some other form of utility, a nice attack boost or something like that. But not only is this guy allowing you to get around defense up, proc the conditional boost for it, ignore defensive effects, and charge the captain effect. The captain's special. But he's also providing that incredibly niche and powerful tap timing based attack boost, while also giving the territory. So he's just doing so much. It's definitely worth the 20 turn cooldown. So yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed by this guy. Let's just take a look at his X Super. So when you have two or more characters, double characters count as one. So you can't use Shiryu and Lafitte, and Shiryu and Burgess, and get this X Super procced. It has to be separate characters. The reason this is so important is because this was not stated in Nika Bonnie's X Super requirement. New Year's Kuma. It didn't state this in his X Super requirement, and even though you needed two characters to proc the X Super, running Luffy and Bonnie allowed you to proc it because it didn't state this one line. So it's very important to look out for this, because if it's not stated, it'll make it so much easier to proc this X Super. So Roger procs it, Luffy, Shanks, Buggy, Aokiji, essentially all of the Blackbeard pirates. So yeah, that's very easy. Very, very easy. Gives free spirit and driven characters super class, so 1.2x damage increase for each class. So if a character is both free spirit and driven, they essentially get 1.2x times 1.2x, 1.44x attack boost from this X Super, just from the super classes. Very good. And then gives you a damage reduction based attack boost for a turn. But this one is based on the enemy's damage reduction. So this is great. It goes well in tandem with his special, which allows you to ignore the defensive effects. So instead of removing your enemy's damage reduction, you want to ignore it and let it actually bolster your attack through the X Super's damage reduction based attack boost. So this is very good. I'm not 100% sure if you can stack damage reduction based on ally attack boost. Ally damage reduction, as well as attack boost based on enemies damage reduction. I think you can only have one at a time. Either way, it's a very niche and powerful buff. A lot more characters are getting it these days, but the fact that he has this very unique buff alongside the tap timing based attack boost is super unique. Where is it now? Yeah, very unique combination of damage boosting effects. He also will change block, quick tandem, and bomb slots to super tandem, and extends the duration of crew's ability to perform super tandem with certain slots by 2 turns. So don't get it confused. This is the new super tandem slot. So it is very similar to the super deck slot that Luffy provides, the super strength slot that Shanks provides. We don't know the exact multipliers yet, but this is going to be a massive damage amp. That's all we know. It could be based on how many characters have super type. It could be just a straight up a 1.2x increase from the regular matching orb. So we're gonna have to see, but either way, this is very powerful, and of course this will allow you to perform super tandem as well. Now what this is that, for instance, if you use the Sai Shirahoshi support, on the final stage, she'll allow you to perform Super Tandem with rainbow orbs. That effect will last for 1 turn, but if you use this X Super, it will extend it by 2 turns. So over multiple stages, you can, and multiple turns, you can get this ability. Now, this is very good because in Super Boss, we burst over 2 turns on the final stage. So if you are relying on this kind of effect to give you access to Super Tandem, then it'll be very important for you to extend it. But this probably won't see as much play. It's a quite niche effect. But nonetheless, very good orb manip, good damage boosting effects, the damage reduction based attack boost, the color affinity boost. Oh, wait, where is it? The color affinity, the territory effect, the tap timing based attack boost, as well as allowing you to pierce enemy defensive effects. So yeah, I mean, he's doing everything. He's not reducing any of the debuffs on the crew, but he's completely destroying any kind of defensive effect on the enemy, which is just mind-blowing, man. This guy's broken. Now let's take a look at his rumble stuff. Okay, so at a surface level, he has 230 defense, incredibly high. Most Rumble characters, or most characters in Rumble, have a defense of around 150. So having this essentially 80 higher than average is super helpful, because the defense stat is such a massive reduction in damage taken. So yeah, having that base defense so much higher is very, very helpful. And then his speed is also going to be 159, which is pretty stock standard, right? He is a support style character with 55 cost, of course. He's going to do a normal attack, then a power attack, and then do a heal of level 1. In a moment, we'll see. I'm pretty sure that's to himself. If that's to allies in a range, then that's very good. He evades action bind and forced out. Wow, okay. Evading forced out is super rare. And then also evading action bind. Ooh, okay. These tags, okay, yeah, that's pretty stock standard. Rumble stuff. I'm not going to analyze GP stats. I'm going to have a whole separate video evaluating which of the new characters has the best GP leader skill. So here's, oh yeah, support effect. It's just stat buff. No one cares. 35 CT in Rumble. When the number of characters remaining on your team is the same as the number of enemies remaining, then targets quick type, driven class, and Blackbeard pirates, as well as for Emperor's teammates for speed up of level 5 for 20 seconds. So I'm pretty sure this is a 20 increase in speed per level, so that's 100 increase for speed. So that's very powerful for 20 seconds. So in the first, a very important portion of the battle, then your characters will be attacking a lot more frequently. Special CT 20% reduction, and then 2 attack style or debuff style teammates for 100% chance of haste. And targets all enemies for HP 20% reduction. So on the main Blackbeard Pirates Rumble team, the attack style unit would be Burgess and Shiryu, so very recent character. But this character provides shield, so very good defensively. Does damage ignoring defense to all enemies in a medium and forward range. And then also gives 20% special CT delay to 2 enemies with the highest attack. So very good defensively and also offensively. He also force himself out and action bind himself. No, I'm stupid. He allows himself to avoid those debuffs for 15 seconds. So that's very good. Sorry, I'm tired, guys. But either way, that character is providing so much value with his special. And then this guy just gives him straight up 100% haste. And remember, he is giving 20% CT reduction before that. So there's a very good chance that Burgess and Shiryu will activate at this point. I mean, we've seen how crazy this combo is with Kuma and Nikabani. Kuma provides Nikabani cooldown. I'm not sure how much exactly. And then also haste them. So very, very powerful combination here. He does 20% HP reduction and then the speed down of level 5 of 20 seconds to all enemies. So very good while increasing own speed for the team, reducing enemy speed. And the number of characters remaining on the team is greater than the number of enemies remaining. So when you have more characters alive than the enemy does, targets 2 enemies with high special CT for 100% chance of action bind for 20 seconds. And then targets quick type, driven class, Blackbeard pirates, and 4 Empress teammates for a level 5 defense up for 20 seconds. So that adds 25 to the defense stats of a character for 20 seconds. And then a shield of level 5 for 20 seconds. Shield is essentially an extra HP bar. Level 5 is a 2500 HP shield. So until the shield is reduced to 0, all attacks done to the ally is going to do 0 damage to them. Even if the shield has 100 HP remaining on it, if the enemy does 10k spread damage to the character, they will still take 0 damage. The shield will dissipate because it will reach 0 HP remaining, but it will tank that final hit 100%. So shield, I've explained it many times, is very powerful and targets enemies within a large frontal range for 20 times spread damage. Bro, everyone just has spread damage of 20x in this patch. It's just crazy, man. So spray damage, if it only targets 3 characters, it'll do 6.66x to each of them. It is adaptable damage essentially. When the number of characters remaining on the team is fewer than the number of enemies remaining, so this would be when you are in a disadvantageous position, then we'll go on the offense and do 5000 fixed damage and give all of those characters attack up of level 5 for 20 seconds, and large range will deal 2.2x damage ignoring defense. Very powerful. This character is providing utility through the haste and the special CT reduction increasing speed up while debuffing the enemy with speed down. So that's support as well as debuffs. Then he's providing enemy debuffs through action bind. Now, a lot of enemies are going to be immune to action bind, so I'm not sure how good this is going to be. But when it does proc, it's 100% chance, and it will be for 20 seconds. So that's very, very impactful. And then we'll also give you massive damage, massive tankiness through defense up and shield, and then also do damage ignoring defense. He does an HP cut, he does fixed damage, he does spray damage, and he does damage ignoring defense. What the fuck, bro? He literally does everything. Like, this is an all-in-one character. He does everything. He does debuffs, he provides support, he's not recovering, so he still needs some unit to provide recovery. But he's providing tankiness, so he might as well. You don't even need recovery if you are tanking everything with that defense up and shield. So yeah, he's just doing everything. Massive DPS unit as well. So yeah, that special is crazy. There's nothing like super interesting. Like for Shanks, we have the sub swap mechanic and the massive 30% CT delay to all enemies when Shanks appears on the field. He doesn't have anything like that as far as we've read so far. But that special is crazy. He might have the craziest passive though, so let's continue reading. So all 4 categories here. Get speed up level 7, defense up level 7, special CT speed up of level 3. Wow, those are some of the best buffs you can get. If he's inflicted with paralysis, targets quick type and driven class enemy teammates for another defense up of level 5 up to 1 time. Now, the new Shanks, you want to be using him with Beckman and Yasop. Beckman and Yasop is actually a very similar design to this guy when it comes to providing effects based on how many allies you have versus enemies remaining. And Beckman and Yasop provides or inflicts the enemy with paralysis. So this is actually a pretty good counter to the Shanks team with Beckman and Yasop. But yeah, very good tankiness. Wow. Level 12 defense up very easily for all quick type and driven class teammates. When 4 more Blackbeard Pirates and all 4 Emperors on the team, so no longer are these 2 counted, you need the tags. It will attack target everyone for attack down of level 7. So yeah, just straight up massive attack down at the start of the quest if you have 3 other Blackbeard Pirates or 4 Emperors, so he counts as 1. When the number of characters remaining on the team is the same as the number of enemies, targets Blackbeard Pirates teammates for defense up of level 5 and enemies for attack down of level 5. And then when he's KO'd, activates his special 1 time. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. You know ball, bruh. 17 defense up from the passive alone. Then he's giving defense up with the special as well. And then he's activating this behemoth special upon death as well. And I mean, 35 CT isn't bad for all he's doing. Like, he doesn't charge his own special CT in any way, but he does give himself, in addition to the other characters, the special CT speed up buff. But you probably want to run someone else to give him cooldown in some way, because the way I'm seeing it, if he activates and gets going, no one will be able to stop him. But there's a massive gap here where you can just kind of kill him before he does anything, right? But even if that happens, you're still going to get at least 1 activation of the special. Of course, he is prone to confusion and special bind still, and if he's special binded or confused at the time of death, this will fail, so keep that in mind. Wow, he's very powerful. Very well-rounded unit. He's very similar to Yamato, Oiran Yamato. He might be what seals the Blackbeard Pirates team in Rumble as a massive top-tier team to be reckoned with. I just love how this interplay between these teams. The Shanks team gets around the team with Gear 5 Dex Luffy. This Blackbeard gets around the team with Shanks and Beckman Yasop. I haven't read what Buggy does yet, and of course Emu is its own thing. Emu just gets around everything. So we'll see how that goes. I need to talk about Buggy and see what he does. But thank you guys for watching. This has already been like a 30-minute video. My goodness, bruh. Thank you guys for watching. Comment your thoughts down below. Like, subscribe for more in-depth content like this in the future. Much more Annie videos to come. So I'll see you guys in the end. Bye.